Hey everyone, so I'm just going live here while working. Really insight into some stuff that isn't behind the scenes. So I'm going to be editing one of my videos, which will end up being a YouTube video as well. The video is basically centered around how the bookies operate, and it's designed to provide context for the videos that are going to follow it. So the sequential series of those three videos are how the bookies operate, firstly, then how the bookies ban, and then finally it leads into a 2-hour sustainability video talking about all of the stuff that you need to understand how to maintain your accounts, how to set up your accounts, how to give it the best chance of keeping your accounts open for as long as possible. So yeah, I'm going to just be editing in the background. So if you have any questions about anything, feel free to jump on and ask them. Otherwise, I'm just going to be literally working. The background music's just some random non-copyrighted music from YouTube. You'll probably hear myself speaking through the microphone through when I'm editing. But yeah, cool. What I'm going to do is just put this a little bit higher. There we go. If you're watching this, I can see a couple of viewers just jumping on. I'm literally working from home and doing some work. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But I'm literally editing a new Platinum Squad video and going to leave the YouTube on while I'm doing it. There's going to be an additional video on how they do it after this one. But once you understand how the bookies operate, that's going to then enable you to applying the extra sustainability stuff, which will follow. That's going to then enable you into applying the applying. Today, 3D printing. I can recognize your Discord display username from the Discord. Or you got a call booked on Friday. So I was thinking, man, you've been sort of fishing around with about 4 to 5. You said you have 5K bankroll. Is there any reason why you haven't jumped into platinum yet? Winter is a grind, sir. Why is that, Mitch? I don't personally see. I mean, yeah, apart from the weather, but like I don't really. This sounds fucking robot as fuck, but I don't really see any difference. Difference between winter and summer. It's just another day. Yeah. Okay. No, all good, man. Yeah, nice, Jay. Hopefully see you in there soon, mate. Get involved. 3D printing. Time to jump on. I wouldn't be waiting till Friday before you jump on. If you've got 6K or whatever, and you know you're going to be joining, then time to jump on. Shorter days, I hear you though. No, for sure. No, I agree actually with the shorter days thing. It's a little bit annoying when it gets dark at 5:30. It is a little bit of an advantage mentally to be able to, like, I don't know, I guess be up later. But I mean, that's why I've been waking up before 5 a.m. I'd say 6 out of 7 days of the week for the last sort of 3 weeks. And it's definitely helped me to get ahead a bit more. I'm just going to be editing, so I'm not actually speaking. This is the computer, if you hear it. But this is a video for the Platinum Squad, so I mean, if you want to listen to me edit it, feel free to. But once you understand how the bookies operate, that's going to then enable you into applying. I don't like how that flows. Right? That's going to then enable you to applying the extra sustainability stuff. I've also been spending this morning putting a couple of tasks list for some instructions to hire a couple of new editors. We are short on editors at the moment. Probably need another 2. So it's been a bit of a time-consuming one. Put together a document, took about an hour. Sent that off to Upwork and Online Jobs PH, and hopefully we can get some nice little recruitment out of those people online. That's going to then enable you to. I can only see racing package. Is the sports system included? What are you talking about exactly, Motivate Mastery? I assume you're on the horse system website. If that's the case, then we apologize. We've got 2 different websites and it's a bit of a mess unless you sort of contact us. So if you're looking for like the Platinum Squad course, that's actually on the Hustler Squad website, which is quite confusing for people. But I'll shout out to J2G. He told me we need to put together a short video explaining what the fuck we do, and he's right. If you're looking for what exactly are you looking for? If you're looking for the sports system, you can't just join that straight off the bat. You need to be a Platinum Squad member first. And currently the sports system is closed, so you can't actually join it. But if you haven't done the free course yet, you need to start there. And you can find that via the description. If you go into any of the videos, you'll find it, but I will post it in the chat now for you so you can go and do the free course. There you go. Just post it in the chat. That's going to then enable you to applying the extra sustainability stuff, which will follow in the long 2-hour video in the next part of module 1. So why is it so important to understand the bookies if you're a match bettor? Well, I'm just going to start off with a quote here. I'm not sure who it's by, but basically the quote says, "The opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself." What does that mean? Well, it's taken from the full quote here. I don't want to confuse you too much, but basically the full quote says, "The opportunity to secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands, but the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself." Basically, you can say this is my interpretation of it. If you understand how the bookies operate and how they are going to... Every day I'm hustling, Robert Walker reckons. Yeah, man, that was the old soundtrack. So you've obviously seen some old content, or you've been following for a long time, or you're taking the piss. So hopefully, yeah. Sports service is sold out. Must be good. Yeah, it's doing all right, Dennis. Mr. Gracie. If you understand how the bookies operate and how they... But it's also because so many people have joined this year Platinum, so they're wanting to take advantage of the extra pathways outside of racing. So we probably, I mean, we've had to say no to about 20 people. People keep coming through the DM saying, "Hey, can I join Sports System? Hey, can I join Sports System?" We can't. I mean, technically we could just have a bulk group of however many people we wanted to, but we've decided to, I guess, stick to what we've said and keep it capped at 200 across 4 different groups of 50. But yeah, I mean, if you're a businessman, you'd probably say we're idiots because we probably could have taken on, I don't know, 300 more people if we went public at 1,000 a pop. But for us as a business, we want to stick to what we said. So for us, we play the long game. We look after the people who are obviously in the Platinum Squad, and we make sure that service is good for them. And we don't just look for a brute force approach where we're basically lacking care and lacking, I guess, if you want to call it like quality. You can't produce something en masse and still maintain its quality in this kind of service specifically. This is my interpretation of it. If you understand how the bookies operate and how they are going to try and manipulate you, you can basically protect yourself and not lose, okay? If you secure ourselves against in our own hands. So if you understand the psychology, if you understand the tricks, if you understand what they're trying to do against you, you can prevent yourself from being defeated, e.g. not lose, okay? So if you understand, okay, the bookie's telling me to do this, I'm going to do the opposite, then you're not going to lose, so you can't be defeated. But if you actually want to defeat the enemy, well, they're providing you with an opportunity to do that. And the opportunity that they're providing is actually the promotions, the specials, the offers, the bonuses. And if you're smart enough, if you nail this first, you don't lose, you stay strong in the mind, you stay emotionally in control, you stick to a correct staking size, you apply mathematical edge where possible, you do all those things that have been discussed in Module 1 around mindset and all this stuff, the deep dive into psychology, then you tick that off, right? So if you're a gambler watching this, you need to tick that off first. You can't be defeated if you want to defeat them. If you are getting defeated, there's no point trying to win because you're just eventually going to get defeated anyway. So learn how to not be defeated first, but then once you understand how to not be defeated, you then have an opportunity to defeat them as well. Now, we're never going to defeat the bookies. Obviously, as a business, we hope that we get big enough where we're having an impact, but realistically, this is all a drop in the ocean compared to what's actually being lost by a massive amount of people in Australia and the world. But the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. So the bookies are giving you promos through their greed, and they're trying to incentivize everyone to join and whatever else. So if you're smart enough, you can actually take advantage of what they are providing, and that is what match betting is. So this is what this is important. So let's move on to the next part of the video where we're actually going to explain what the bookies do, how they operate, and ultimately how they're going to manipulate you. And when you're aware of that, if you're a gambler, you can delete those things, and then you can take advantage of this stuff if you are a match bet. So just to reiterate what I've just said there. I don't like saying if you're a gambler because we don't want to justify people being gamblers. How they're going to manipulate you. And when you're aware of that, if you're a gambler, you can... No, not if you're a gambler. Aware of that if you're a gambler. Aware of that if you're a gambler, you can delete them. And when you're aware of that, you can delete those things. And then if you're aware of that, you can delete. Ultimately, how they're going to manipulate you. Ultimately, how they're going to manipulate you. And when you're aware of that, you delete those things, and then you can take it. Ultimately, when you're aware of that, you delete those things. And when you're aware, Ricky, Dennis Gracie is Dennis. He runs the sports system. How they're going to, in case you missed that one, manipulate you. And when you're aware of that, you delete those things. That's a pisser. Are you back from Europe, Ricky, or nah? And when you're aware of that, you can delete those things. Manipulate you. And when you're aware of that, you can delete those things, and then you can take. And when you're aware of that, you can delete. Manipulate you. And when you're aware of that, you can delete those things, and then you can take advantage of this stuff if you are a match better. So just to reiterate, this stuff if you are. Take advantage of this stuff. So just to reiterate what I've just said there, you've got two things first. How to not be defeated. Basically, how you're going to do that is you're going to understand the strengths of the enemy. And how to defeat is you're going to understand the weaknesses. So weaknesses being promo, special offers, bonuses. Strengths being the psychological manipulation, the tools, the tricks, the stuff that they're doing in their marketing
to basically do that. And how we're going to achieve all of this is we're going to apply an inversion method of thinking. What does that mean? An inversion method of thinking means you think of the things that you would do if you were going to be the worst possible punter. What type of things are you going to do to guarantee that you're going to lose long term? Those things might be betting emotionally, betting when you're having a few drinks, betting when you're angry, betting when you're stressed, betting when you're on drugs, if you go out and do that kind of shit. Betting in a way where you're chasing your losses, emotionally charged, betting in a way where you bet more when you win. All these kind of things, betting on same-game multis, betting on lots of multis, betting on things that you know deep down are not going to win long-term, betting on markets where you are going to lose. These are the type of things that if you wanted to lose the most amount of money, then you do them. But if you want to not lose, you do the opposite. So the inversion method of thinking is not thinking about how I can do the best and how I can win the most. It's how I can lose the least. And when you lose the least, you then put more money back in your pocket. At the end of the day, it's just profit and loss. If you're losing less, then you're not going to lose money. So let's just take two different individuals. Let's just say one of them is betting a ridiculous amount every single week in a year. That's his average loss, $30,000 per year. In that time, he also has wins. Let's say one of them is betting a ridiculous amount every single week, and by the end of the year, he loses $30,000 a week, and by the end of the year, he loses $30,000 a year. That's his average loss, $30,000 per year. But in that time, he also has wins. So in the time, he lost 30K, but he actually lost 50K and won 20K. So his total wins were 20K and his total losses were 50K. Yet he lost 30K. So when gamers say, oh, I win a bet.
Fuck. I wish I was good at animations because I would make this on the spot, but I'm not going to be. So I'm going to make this myself. Person one.
So, but he actually lost 50K, a ridiculous amount every single week. And by the end of the year, he loses 30,000 a year. That's his average loss.
No, I don't, JTG, but I should. These videos are not scripted, but I'm going to eventually start making more scripted videos after the Platinum Squad's finished. I don't really care as much with Platinum Squad because I like to speak freely. I feel like I give more value when I speak freely. Something like the how to make 30K a month video on YouTube and the bankroll video were both scripted. But I have to get better at speaking when there is a script, because when I speak like this, I'm way better than reading a script. And there's a bit of a difference in the way I talk when I'm reading a script or trying to be perfect with what I'm saying. That's something I got to get better at. But when I speak freely, I've got a slideshow that I'm working off. So technically there is some kind of script, but I don't have sentence or points every single thing. I just go off the slide and then speak freely. If you're a Platinum member, do you want me to be like quicker with the videos, or do you not care if they're long? Like, do you have any preference? Because personally, I just like to pump out as much information as possible. And to be honest, like the videos that I'm filming now are going to be like literally 10x in terms of the quality compared to what you've all seen so far. You probably would have seen some of the newer ones, but this one actually has a camera that I put up on the screen, behind my laptop, where I'm actually using a proper camera. So it's a bit more engaging rather than just a circle in the bottom of the screen. And then some of the early ones don't even have a camera on. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it just improves the quality, I think. So we're definitely upgrading everything, but it's getting a full revamp. It's been a long time coming, but it's slowly getting there.
Do the best. And how
people just think there's fucking, you film shit and it magically gets produced. This has taken me probably 4 hours to make the slides. This exact video, there's a set of 2 videos here that I made. I then filmed it last Friday in a 2-hour period. And it's taken me 3 hours to edit so far, and I'm only into one video. Whether I send it off to Roberto for graphics and animations, not sure. Most likely no. But then this video will get produced into a YouTube video, and that will require more graphics and animations and pop-ups and shit like that. Whereas Platinum Squad members, they're just going to get the value out of learning straight off the slide. So I hope that this probably would be able to be added to to the course probably by maybe like 3 p.m. If I can hammer this out on the live and I stop talking shit to you guys, then I'll be able to get it done.
Money back in your pocket. At the end of the day, it's just profit and loss. If you're losing less, then I can do the best. Individuals. Let's just say one lose money. So let's just take.
Bro, why is that glitching?
To lose money. So let's just take two different individuals. Let's just say one of them is
Cheers, Wayne.
A ridiculous amount every single week, and by the end of the year, he loses 30,000 a year. That's
Cheers, Jack.
30,000.
Which content are you talking about, Jack? When you say good content,
lose money. So let's just take two different individuals. Let's just say one of them is.
Bro, why is that stopping?
So let's just take two different individuals. Let's just say one of them is betting a ridiculous amount every single 30,000 a year. That's his average loss, $30,000 per year. But in that time, he also has wins. So in the time, he lost 30K, but he actually lost 50K and won 20K. So his total wins were 20K and his total losses were 50K. Yet he lost 30K. So when gamblers say, oh, I win a bet, I profit sometimes. It's like, no, your total profit and loss is just a number on a screen. It's just your wins minus your losses. If you're winning $20,000 worth of bets, but then losing $50,000 worth of bets, you're down $30,000. So if you take the same person who is, for example, losing $30,000 on that year and he stops betting altogether, yes, he's not going to win $20,000 the next year, but he's also not going to lose $50,000 the next year. So therefore, he's plus $30,000. So by not losing, you've now put $30,000 in your pocket. So that's an inversion method of thinking. And if you think, well, what are these things that I'm doing to make me lose? I'm going to do the opposite. And the same goes with match bettors when it comes to sustainability and defense. We're going to apply the inversion method of thinking to, okay, what would the biggest rookie match bettor do? We're going to do kind of the opposite to that. But that's
in a cab in Bali. Nice, man. Hope you're going well. Are you a member?
The opposite to that, but that's more in the lose. I'm going to do the opposite. And the same goes with match bettors when it comes to sustainability and defense. We're going to apply the inversion method of thinking to, okay, what would the biggest rookie match bettor do? 50,000 the next year. So but he's also not going to lose the same person who's you're down 30,000. Total profit and loss is just a number on a screen. It's just your wins minus your loss. $20,000 worth of bets, but then losing 50,000. Average loss, $30,000 per year. But in that time, he also has wins. So in the time, he lost 30K, but he per year. A year. That's his average loss. 30. Just take two different individuals. Let's just say one of them is betting a ridiculous amount.
Fuck's sake, I've cooked it. Nice, man. Good work. When you're back, you reckon? Have you booked a call? Have you done the free course? Having JP in your ear while ripping up a deck increases productivity. Nice.
Different is betting a ridiculous amount every single week, and by the end of the year, he loses 30,000 a year. That's his average loss. $30,000.
How do you know which one's me, J2G, and which one's the computer, though?
Dollars per year. But in that time, he also has wins. So in the time, he lost 30K, but he actually lost 50K and won 20K. So his total wins were 20K and his total losses were 50K.
Apologies if I'm repeating the same content. I'm just editing and going back and forth to make sure it looks good. So hopefully it sinks in a bit more times. Ideally, same person. Underscore. Person. One. Person. Two. Underscore. Arriving at the zoo now. Keep up the good work. Cheers, mate. Pistol Pete, 65% through the platinum content, getting there. They're ready for the mentor program. Nice. Have you reached out to the appropriate channel for the mentorship, Pete, or not yet? You'll definitely need to get you have to pass through the interview process before you can join mentorship. So if you are planning on joining, make sure you've done that. Reach out to the Telegram account at Road to 150K.
Betting a ridiculous amount every single week, and by the end of the year, he loses.
Effects. All good. We're closed at the moment, but we technically are about to let people join again. We've had a bit of a 3-week hiatus. Lenny caught up with the big influx.
A ridiculous amount.
And we're also getting a second mentor coach, most likely.
Ridiculous amount every single week. And by the end of the year, he loses $30,000 a year. That's his average loss, $30,000 per year. But in that time, he also has wins. So in the time, he lost 30K, but he actually lost 50K and won 20K. So his total wins were 20K and his total losses were 50K. Yet he lost 30K. So when gamblers say, oh, I win a bet, I profit sometimes. It's like, no, your total profit and loss is just a number on a screen. It's just your wins minus your losses. If you're winning $20,000 worth of bets, but then losing $1,000. So if you take the same person who is, for example, losing $30,000 on that year and he stops betting altogether, yes, he's not going to win altogether. Yes, he's not going to $30,000 on that year and he stops betting altogether. On that year and he stops betting altogether. Yes, he's not going to win 20,000 the next year, but he's also not going to lose 50,000 the next year. So
I've just realized that you can share your screen. So can I share my screen and wait a minute. Can I share my screen and keep my head on the Oh, that's elite. Welcome to the planet, mate.
Using $30,000 on
That's sick.
Year.
Now you guys can see what I'm doing.
For example, losing 30
I'm not the new mentor, JTG.
$1,000 on that year.
Unfortunately.
He stops betting altogether. Yes, he's not going to win 20,000 the next year, and he stops betting altogether.
These are disgusting graphics, but they'll have to do
He
for now.
stops betting altogether. Yes, he's not going to win 20,000 the next year, but he's also not going to lose 50,000 the next year. So therefore, he's plus $30,000.
Probably need some kind of text there. That is yuck.
But
Who knows what the fuck we use? Yuck.
lose 50,000 the next year. So therefore, he's plus $30,000. So therefore, he's plus 30. Therefore, he's plus $30,000. So by not losing, you've now put $30,000 in your pocket. So that's an inversion method of thinking. And if you think, well, what are these things that I'm doing to make me lose? Method of thinking. And if you think, well, what are these things that I'm doing to make me lose? I'm going to do the opposite. And the same goes with match bettors when it comes to sustainability and defense. We're going to apply the inversion method of thinking. And if you think, well, what are these things that I'm doing to make me lose? I'm going to do the opposite. And the same goes with match bettors when it comes to sustainability and defense. We're going to apply the inversion method of thinking to, okay, what would the biggest rookie match bettor do? We're going to do kind of the opposite to that, but that's more in the 2-hour video that's going to follow this. Basically, if we can understand the enemy, then we have the ability to not only learn how to not be defeated, but also how to defeat them. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so why do the bookies exist? Well,
just quietly, this video, if you watch this video and you're a gambler, I would guarantee you won't gamble. You won't think about betting the same way again. If you're watching this and you're not part of this yet, I have fully rinsed the bookies in this video. Like, I've given away a lot of fucking tricks that they do.
Okay, let's get into it. All right, so why do the bookies exist? Well, flat out, the real reason is basically have a guess. Write it down on a piece of paper, pause the video, and I'll tell you in 4 words what their reason is. To take punters' money. That's it. That is the reason of a bookmaker. And if you think otherwise, you have been conned. Now, what the bookies are going to tell you, and even some people who are basically there to justify their behaviors, is they're going to tell you that it is entertainment, it's fun, it's a bond with your mates, it's to enjoy sport and enjoy racing more, and whatever other bullshit that's sold to you. But once you have this kind of reality check moment where you realize, fuck, Sportsbet has been...
Thoughts on F-bombs in the Platinum Score course? Delete them or leave them? Probably delete them, eh? Where's the fucking editing files? Leave them, you reckon? Got all the skills, you reckon, Wayne? Nah, not quite, mate. But the more skills you have, the more ability you have to, I guess, be able to leverage those skills into anything that you do. Where is the editing files? Here we go, found them. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take them out. Give me a bloody sound. There we go. Wait.
moment where you realize, fuck,
It's a bit offline. Oops. Bro, why is this not working?
fuck.
Wait, is that should be off?
Sportsbet has been created to take where you realize, fuck.
Hang on a minute. What is this from? Oh yeah, no shit.
Realize, fuck. As you realize, Sportsbet has been created to take my money and everyone else's money. I think you can have a different perspective on this all. And as stupid as this sounds, a lot of people don't see the bookies as a business. They don't see them as they have been created as a business. They don't see them as they have been created. They see them as these cool lads and funny things and they're with mates and all these things. And they forget that this business is an organization of potentially thousands of employees of some of the big bookies that is designed to basically do as much as they can to take punters' money. That is their goal. So what you need to understand next, after I've just given you something that should be quite obvious, but now needs to be understood, and a lot of people don't understand this, but the only way a bookie wins is if a punter loses. So they're playing a zero-sum game. What does that mean? Well, a zero-sum game is a situation in which one person or group can win something only by causing another person or group to lose it. So in other words, the only way the bookie makes money is if you lose money. If you didn't lose money, they can't make money. And their whole business has been set up basically to do the following: make more money in the most efficient way possible with as little friction or costs as possible. What does that mean? Well, basically they want to take as much money out of you as they can in the most efficient way without costing them money. Because if it costs them less, they make more. If there's literally a list.
Whoa.
If it costs them less, they make more. If it costs them less, they make more. I've said that twice because you need to understand that they are a business. Everything they do is to make more money, and to make more money, they need punters to lose. So what are they going to do? They're going to chase losing punters and compound those people and multiply those people and chase that person and strategize and invest resources into these kind of punters. And they're going to limit and eliminate winners. Pretty straightforward. If a customer is costing you money, take them out of your business, exclude them. If a customer is making you money, then compound your resources and multiply your resources and invest your resources into those customers. Pretty simple business practice. Hopefully you're starting to think now. Everyone knows that you're going to lose gambling, yet so many people still fucking do it. So that brings the question, how do you make people lose money? If the people still fucking you're going to lose gambling, yet it's practice. Hopefully you're starting to think now. Everyone knows that you're going to lose gambling, yet so many people still fucking.
What? Oh shit! Why has that been deleted?
Can do it. So that brings.
Where's the bloody?
Fucking do it. It's still fucking. Still do it. So many people still.
Yuck! It's too loud.
People still do it. So that brings the question: how do you make lose gambling? Yet so many people still do it. So that brings the question: how do you make people lose money? How do you do it as a business, as a betting company? How do you actually get people to put money in your company without making them aware that they're losing it? Well, this is fully genius shit. This is where the bookies have genius psychological tricks that they know exactly how you think, what you need to do, how you need to be told, and ultimately how they can manipulate you. Now, a lot of people, it sounds fucking stupid, but
I swear too much.
It sounds fucking. It can manipulate you. Now, a lot of people, it sounds fucking. People, it sounds fucking stupid, but now a lot of people, it sounds fucking stupid. People, it sounds fucking. People, it sounds fucking stupid, but it sounds fucking stupid, but it sounds people, it sounds fucking stupid, but ultimately how they.
Lockie, we're adding the videos as we go, man. If you're in the Telegram channel, you should have seen a couple of videos that have been posted recently. And if you actually log into your login, it'll show you the ones you haven't yet watched. So you might, if you log in, you'll be able to see which ones you haven't watched, and then it'll go to the bottom of that. Yeah, you reckon? Yeah, I was actually looking at some creators the other day. J2G, that is actually a good call. Most of the like big ones, like Chris Williamson's and stuff, they just beep it and silence it. So I just get rid of. In fact, I'll just mute that channel, and that should sort it. Let's have a listen to how it sounds.
So many people still do it. So that brings the question: how? It sounds fucking stupid, but a lot of people. It sounds fucking stupid, but a lot of people.
I mean, you can still hear me say it there, but that's fine.
A lot of people, it sounds fucking stupid, but a lot of people don't actually know that they're losing money. As stupid as that sounds, a lot of people aren't aware of how much money they're losing. A lot of people.
My favorite's when people on the DMs, they say, "I profit sometimes." Like as stupid as this sounds, people actually think they can profit sometimes. Profit isn't like sometimes, it's a number. It can't be negative. It can't be like sometimes, it's positive or negative.
That they're losing money. As stupid as that sounds, a lot of people aren't aware of how much money they're losing. A lot of people aren't aware of their habit.
Like, look at this. Actually, no, I can't show my screen. All good. Yeah, sick. You watch all the new ones on Sunday.
Don't actually know.
Which ones did you watch, Lockie?
As stupid as that sounds, a lot of people aren't aware of how much money they're losing. A lot of people aren't aware of their habits. They aren't checking their betting statement. They have no clue it exists. They are mindlessly basically doing these things. However, that's only been created because of a number of psychologically manipulating things that the bookies do. They fully manipulate your psyche to do what they want you to do. But how the people pay you, you're essentially scamming them. But how do you do it? How do you get the same over again without them waking up to it? That I'm going to go through, it's long, but it's not even touching the surface. I could make a video on this that goes for 100 hours and I still wouldn't finish, because there is so much here that they do, and so many tricks and so many little things that they do that you're not even. Now I can share some of them with you so that you can understand.
As a platinum member, anyone watching this, probably the ones who kind of already are robots when it comes to their emotion, do you find any value in hearing about how gamblers get like kind of sucked in, or do you feel like that's not valuable to you because you already don't get sucked in?
So that you can understand them and be more aware of them. First and foremost, this might not be in the correct order, but for you to bet or for you to lose your money, you need to have some kind of hope that you can win, okay? Touch Lotto. Why do people play Touch Lotto? They don't play because they know they're going to lose. They play because they think they have a chance of winning. So the bookmaker needs to provide the dream, the hope, and the idea that you can win, or you can take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of them to make money. How else are they going to make you put money in there? You're not going to put money in there if you think you're going to lose all the time, are you? Maybe something.
So you reckon this content's useless, Lockie?
People would still. But reality is, most people think that they can win and win big. And that's the first thing. The second thing is, and these aren't in any order, they're going to give you incentives.
Yeah,
so
nice.
These incentives can be, hey, if you deposit $200 this weekend, we'll match it with $200 of free bonus money. Now, obviously, this can't be done anymore since the legislation that came back in 2018 around bookies cannot incentivize you to come up to us and we'll give you a $200 bonus bet. But what they can do.
Wee, F-bomb. Whoops.
Legislation bonus bet. But what they can do, and this is how fucked up the regulations are, is they can wait until you've signed up, and then they can say, "Hey, Harry, if you deposit 200,
No content is useless. You can learn from anything. I like that. And you also said it still interests me to hear it and learn why others think the way they do when it comes to gambling. Yeah.
we'll give you a $200 bonus." But they can't do it before you signed up. And back in 2018, a lot of my mates, when I was match betting heavily, they said to me, "Match betting's done. The sign up offers are gone, free bets are gone." I'm like, "Nah, watch this." There was a legislation that got built, and probably I was a little bit worried about it because I was making good money. I'm like, "Fuck." He goes,
Ooh, F-bomb.
"Fuck." Money on it. He goes, "An opportunity gone." And then, funnily enough, the legislation got pushed, and then the bookies just or after you sign up, and they can't say, "Hey, if you sign up, we'll give you 200," but they can say, "Hey, Harry, if you put 200 in, we'll match it up to 200."
Who's Harry?
After you sign up, and that legislation is an example of how they just find a way to still get what they want done. So those incentives are also not just deposit matches. You can get redeposit matches. There's also like partial refunds. So, for example, when you are doing things on a sporting event, you might get a bonus bet back, a classic one of these, a bonus back on sports bet for any leg fails that you are thinking it's a free bonus bet. And I'll put a screenshot on the screen, which I saw on Facebook recently. Someone actually interprets this as a free hit. He thinks that he's getting $50 on that bet and it's a free hit because he's getting a bonus. He doesn't realize he's lost $50. He might win, but then he's guaranteed to get a bonus. So he's placing the bet to get a bonus because then he sees that bonus.
Poor Anthony,
on something bigger. So ultimately, he's done there is he's placed 2 bets minimum, unless it wins, and then from there, probably going to place a bet anyway if it wins because he'll go again. From there, he's placed 2 bets. So he's moved along that spectrum of addiction into the hypnotic cycle, and Sportsbet knows this, and they are basically incentivizing the person to place a bet which they want him to place, which is the same game multi. Because same game multis, believe it or not, are one of the bookies' markets because they know that if you place them, you're going to keep getting addicted to them, and they know that that's a really profitable product for them, and they know that if you keep placing those bets and you get addicted to it, you're going to make them a lot of money. So why would you put a bonus bet lure in front of it? Because they want you to place that bet. And wake up, Australia. If you're getting conned by this is what they're doing. They're making you addicted to that best product. This product has been hammered for the last 4 years, since 2019 when it came out, 2020. And this has been an absolute craze in Australia. If you pull 1,000 people out of a crowd in the MCG and all below the age of 30, I'd say 920 of them would have placed the same game multi in their life. And that's how
Might chuck a sneaky Instagram live on as well. I'm here. Whoa. This is a piece of shit stand. Just fell off.
all below the age of 30. I'd say 9.
If you're watching this on Instagram, I've been live on YouTube for the past sort of 50 minutes just editing some Platinum Squad content. So feel free to tune in. Feel free to have a listen. Obviously, I'm editing, so I'm not talking on the mic. I'm just literally editing. If people ask questions, I'll answer them when I see them. But yeah, if you want to hear some insights into some of the content that's being made at the moment, feel free to listen up. I'm going to continue working now.
30. I'd say 900 all below the age of 30. I'd say 920 of them would have placed the same game multi in their life. And that's how pull 1,000 people out of a crowd in the MCG and all below the age of 30. I'd say 920 of them would have placed the same game multi.
If you're watching this, how many people do you reckon below the age of 30 males in Australia have placed the same game multi?
And
don't you have a missus, Zach?
30. I'd say
you're flirting with me, mate.
30. I'd say 920 of them would have placed the same game multi in their life. And that's how fucked it is.
Oh, got to delete the F-bombs.
Place the same game multi in their life. And that's how fucked it is. And that's how it is. And that's how it is. And that's how it is. Because they might not be addicted.
90%. Yeah, well.
For the age of 30, I'd say 920 of them would have placed the same game multi in their life. And that's how it is. Because they might not be addicted to it. They might not all bet 30 of them a weekend or 10 of them a weekend. But this little idea of doing that kind of behavior is going to make you addicted to the potential big payout, combining with the hope of big wins and then the incentive of a partial refund, the thought that you're getting a free.
Okay, I've just worked out that there's a typo on this slide. Laura actually noticed it. It's there, partially refunds. That is annoying as Google Slides. Hi, Jackson, the coffee chief. How you going, mate? Henry, if anyone's watching, I'm literally working, editing some Platinum Squad content. So feel free to watch and ask questions, but most of it's going to be just me working. And if you want to watch on YouTube, you can see my screen. I'm live on YouTube, and you can like kind of watch what I'm doing, which might be a little bit more interactive if you're kind of bored at home. Hopefully you can learn something from this. Partially refunds. All right, I need to make a sneaky little screenshot to go over this because this isn't typo. Bang. All right, this is a good bit. I'm operating on another screen, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably don't see anything at the moment. Okay, I'm going to drag this onto the slide.
Behavior is going to make you addicted to the potential big payout, combining.
How do I get my TikTok account to 1K to be able to go live whilst we smash out coffees? You only need 500, Jackson, now. It's not 1,000 anymore. How do you get your account to go to 500? Well, post viral videos, my friend, and post more than just once. I've noticed that you've been posting a lot more frequently, but you need to do it more consistently for longer. Post more of them. Tell people to follow you. Do a video. Please follow me so that I go live when I hit 500 people,
into the potential big payout, combining with
and people will follow you.
payout, combining with the hope of big wins, and then the incentive of a partial.
Tell him the source. What's the source? JT. Oh yeah, true.
Kind of
Yeah, but I don't like that. I reckon it gets the wrong audience.
idea of doing that kind of behavior is going to make you addicted to the potential big payout, combining with
That's a good idea. No worries, mate.
potential big payout to the potential big payout.
I'm full of ideas, but sometimes I don't execute on them.
To the potential big payout, combining with the hope of big.
All right, so here is the little error that we have. I have to make the typo fix. Is that going to look ugly? I guess it's slightly less than what I want. Scale 75 maybe. Yeah. The only problem is we have a fucking black S there. This is annoying as man. Wait, what? Bro. This is the little tedious shit that wastes fucking hours of time when you're editing. Nah. Where is
The
bro? This is fucking annoying. What's a funny concept I'll execute tomorrow? I don't know, mate. That's very general. What do you mean by funny concept? How about you do it now, Jackson? Execute it tomorrow. Just make a video right now. Say, I am the coffee chief and I make coffees and my van is in Parkdale and I want to get to 500 followers so I can go live and share with you how I make coffees every morning. Follow me right now. Make a video like that in that enthusiasm level and see what happens. Or say, hi, my name is Jackson and I own a coffee van and I don't want anyone to follow me. So don't follow me if you want to watch me make coffee. Reverse psychology. Defense and sustainability. Public operate media. I'll make it funny, not robot. Yeah, do whatever you want, but just do it. All right, we have a little thing that's going to go onto this that gets rid of the black spot.
Combining with
The only problem is, where is it? There it is. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. We're also going to apply a crop filter because this is fucking annoying me, man. I've wasted 10 minutes trying to get rid of a typo. If you want a lesson, proofread all your slides before you make the video, because if you prevented it in pre-filming, you would not waste half an hour on it post-production. Win or learn. Fuck. What? Why is that? I don't get it. Put this there. I want this to be, that's left. That's right. That's bottom. This does not make sense. And that's top. I'm a bit confused. Anyway, that's good for now, okay?
Running with the hope of big wins and then the incentive of a partial refund, the thought that you're getting a free hit, etc., etc. They're going to make things.
Oh, now this is going to ask me to fucking. Fuck's sake.
Etc., etc. They could be different. You can figure this out. That's the thought that you're getting a refund.
Power from Port, how are you, mate? Any plans to release any software or Discord bots related to match betting? Yes, we will soon. Steve's working on that at the moment. Got a question. Can I withdraw my stake if I make a profit? Yeah, you can withdraw your stake whenever you want to, but obviously if you do that, you increase your chances of getting banned. But yeah, the money's yours, man, with match betting. You can always withdraw it. Just use Loom transcript and re-record the section. Yeah, but I don't want to re-record it, man, because I have to get the same clothes on and the same fucking outfit, and it'll be different mic and different setup, and the camera's not there anymore. So, but I do want to listen to what you're saying.
With the hope of big wins and then the incentive of a partial refund, the thought that you're getting a free hit, etc., etc. They're going to make things.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the neck when this happens. And because I'm on the live, I'm kind of like not fully concentrating.
Refund, the thought that you're getting it.
Why is this? This needs to be to the right. There we go. That needs to sit there. I need to apply a crop to this. Or maybe I didn't grab the crop filter on. That's why. No, I did. Okay, that's left. Will that work?
The hope of big wins and then the incentive of a partial refund, the thought that
maybe not.
Refund, the thought that you're getting a free.
Hang on.
Yeah, etc., etc. They're going to make things. They're going to make things.
Fuck me. I've just made it smaller. See if that works.
The hope of big wins and then the incentive of a partial
refund. I think I fixed it. Let's get rid of this thing.
If you find that the thought of the partial refund.
Bang, bingo. We have solved the problem.
With the hope of big wins and then the incentive of a partial refund, the thought that you're getting a free hit, etc., etc. They're going to make things super convenient for you to be able to use their platform, okay? They've had crazy progressions in these tools and functions over the past few years. Things like black book notifications with bookmark a horse, which are...
The other solution is I just turn the camera on when I'm doing that and remove the slide.
Crazy progressions in these tools and functions over the past few...
Can I do match betting at a tab, lol? I mean, yeah, you can, but you're not going to have the ability to use other bookmakers. That's only one bookmaker that you're using, which is tab. One major lesson learnt come tax time. What do you mean by that, Jackson?
To be able to use.
How you doing, JP? Chicken Pickens. Going well, mate. Benny Scarf, best of the day at Seymour, didn't get up. It's 2-minute noodles for the kids and the wife for the week. Yeah. Unfortunately, I know you're joking, mate, but there are actually people following him and they would actually be eating 2-minute noodles because they have done their balls. And as sad as and stupid as that sounds, that is literally what happens.
Things like...
So if you're someone who thinks that's funny, laugh at it, but like people actually follow that shit.
Black book notifications, you bookmark a horse, which are you bookmark a horse, which that horse finished the race well on Randwick race 6 on a Saturday. I'm going to bookmark it because the next time it runs, I'm going to back it because it nearly won that time and it came home like a train. But what you don't realize is in the next race, that horse isn't running against the same horses in the same track, in the same weather, with the same jockey, in the same barrier, whatever, in the same distance. So you've just gone, okay, you've emotionally attached yourself to that horse, black book. Okay, let's send a notification to Harry every time that horse runs because he's black booked it and he'll bet on that horse. So these are the kind of features and stuff that happen. You've also got the bet with mates tool. You've got the fact a lot of people in a group that are betting together, they're going to be more encouraged to gamble. You put young males in that group. You add leaderboards. You hit their ego. You say, oh, look at this guy. Harry's the best hunter in this group. He's beating Tom. Tom's only made $200 this month. Harry's made $500. Fuck, Tom's going to have a crack now at doing a big... Harry's made $500. Fuck, Tom's going to have a... He's made $500. Harry's made $500. Tom's going to have a crack now at doing a bigger multi than Harry. And you're just hitting the ego of a male in a way where they're going to lose more. And if you put those individuals together, it's convenient. They don't have to count up the money. It's not like a punters club where you've got to count everyone's deposit. You just put it in. Everyone's in. Place the bets. Done for you. Convenience of losers. From there, you also add things like tracker. You add things like the form thing for disposal. You've got how many goals that person has scored in the last 5. You don't have to get off their app because you don't have to do your own research. It's done for you. Done it for you. Stay on their app. It's really cool. You've got the popular same game multis. You've got popular tips. You've got the actual, the hot tip. You've got tipsters that are doing all these things for you on their app and ultimately just compounding the convenience of it all. You've also got things like Apple Pay where you don't have to put your CCV in on the card anymore. You just press a button, use a bit of Face ID, and you can deposit quicker. I've not mentioned half these things, but these are just tools in which it makes it easier for you to lose, and it's convenient for you to stay on their app. The longer you stay on their app, the more money they make. I've also said it's easily accessible, which also...
Oh, we need a bit of this again.
So it's not only just an app, so the longer you stay on their app, the more money they make. I've also said it's easily accessible, which also means not only just an Apple go at a stupidly fast rate. You can now watch the rate. What's the point of that? Well, if you stay on the app for longer, you're more likely to then bet on the next race after you've watched it.
Is Benny Scarf the new Simo? He seems to have dropped off the earth. Simo, yeah, I wouldn't know what's happened to Simo. We've got some good recorded calls with Simo. They'd be pretty cool listening, but we'd probably never release them. Maybe on the documentary we release one day, we'll put that in there. But it's a very niche audience that enjoy that content.
And the act of you watching it, as opposed to watching TV or having to go to a tab, you can now just go bang, bank account, money on the app, digital money, not notes anymore, press button, click. You can also do things like not submit the bet twice. So example, you can turn off the submit function where it just auto submits the bet. These are just added layers of ability for you to lose faster, easier, and more conveniently. Crazy. Basically encouraging habits that are addictive. How are they going to do that? They're just going to make you do shit that is addictive. Conveniently. Crazy. Basically.
Not there.
Basically encouraging habits that are addictive. How are they going to do that? They're just going to make you do shit that is addictive. Same game multis, add more legs. We'll give you more offers. We'll add boosts on your multis. The more legs that they give you, Bet365, I think they've got a special every time you add another leg above like 4 or 5.
Does anyone know if that's still a thing? The Bet365 feature where if you add heaps of more legs, you still get that bonus?
Adds another percentage of...
I've just fully made that up on knowledge that it's a thing.
What's that going to do? Well, it provides a win, it makes you do more legs, incentive, and then it gives you an addictive habit which you enter into. They're also going to encourage betting patterns that are basically unsustainable for you and sustainable for them. Same game multis, more legs, encourage unit size staking. Don't talk about a bankroll. Just tell people in a fun way with your mates. Do it when you're high, do it when you're drunk, do all these things, do it when you're angry, do it when you're stressed, chase your losses. Compound that with the commentators saying this is the get out stakes on the last race of the day. If you've had a bad day, here's a chance to get out. All these kind of things are compounded and worked to geniusly con you and make you feel it's normal. And then they can create a culture where they've got influencers and people that are basically doing this. I'll go into that in a second. And it's just a whole hypnotic, repetitive marketing strategy where they're basically
fucking hell, Tom.
psychological manipulation.
Tom Ryan reckons
Be aware of it. We're not even
wants me to lick my lips. Fuck me.
We're not even aware of it. We're not even getting into the juicy stuff yet. Let's move into that now. All right. So you just heard some of the stuff that I mentioned around how to actually make people lose money. But with all of this psychological manipulation, you basically need to also create a culture which accepts it and normalizes it. And how you
Don't you have a Mrs. Tom?
which accepts it and normalizes it. And you can also use influencer marketing. So people that are heroes to young people, like your Nathan Browns, who should have won a Brownlow. You've got your Brendan Favolas, might not be a hero to a lot of people because everyone knows he's a gambling addict and is now part of advertising with BetNation and companies like that. You can use people like Georgie Parker, who's maybe an inspiration to a lot of females because she was a high-level athlete. And you've got people like Brendan Goddard, who shouldn't have won a Norm Smith medal. You got people like Billy Brownless, who's a funny character. You got people like Dale Thomas, who used to kick goals for a living from pockets and torpedoes and grannies and stuff like that. And I haven't even mentioned, if you got away with it, great stuff. Mention half these people. If you got away with it, great stuff. But ultimately, if you get a lot of these people and even influencers like Angry Dad teaming up with Dabble, and you've got characters out there like young kids who start podcasts, and these little companies swoop at them and give them sponsorships and say, hey, if you go live on feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed, who basically go and team up with PointsBet and get paid.
Probably shouldn't speculate that.
Like
Cash Olts, good to see you, mate. If you're on the live, Luca, yeah, you're an old member. Luca, if you're watching, man, we actually released a new product last year that would be very applicable to you because I know what happened with your account. So I would encourage you to reach out if you're still listening. And I need to delete this bit about the uninspired, unemployed. I don't want really anything to come from it. That is.
Someone team up with PointsBet and get paid like a couple of PointsBet and get paid like a couple of million. Team up with PointsBet and get paid like $1 to do a couple of ads. Things like that. You basically $1 to do a couple of ads. Things like that. You basically create this culture which then thinks it's normal for everyone to bet and lose and all this stuff that's happening. And then people to go to another level. I mentioned Nathan Brown again, but you script him on a Thursday to read out tips for your company and then pump them out for every single game over the weekend. And then you pump that through the TV before the match starts. And then you pump that through the news and everything else. And you pump it through everywhere. Eventually, everyone is going to...
Looks like that's gone out of sync. The loom is now out of sync.
A lot of people, because they're wrong.
When did that happen? Raw loom. Yeah, no, spot on, J2G. The uninspired. Okay, I've actually butchered that. I've said the uninspired, unemployed. It's the inspired, unemployed. Live 2 streets away. Disappointed to see them team up with a betting agent. However, I think people just don't realize the damage they have. Yeah, I'm going to make something that I saw on the weekend, which actually shocked myself, Steve and Tom. For anyone who follows Prime Train, he was actually doing an advert for Ladbrokes on the weekend, and we couldn't believe it because he's been someone who obviously promotes a lot of young male, I guess, habits and health and fitness and everything else. And then to see him go and film an ad with Ladbrokes, it just shows you like how easy it is to take the money and to take the, I guess, the incentives that are provided for you. And if you're truly out there to help people and you don't want people to get corrupted down that pathway, you never associate with a bookie. But obviously people sometimes put money ahead of it. And I personally think it comes from a place of, in his case, I don't reckon he would fully understand like you said, the damage that it can do, because he probably has never had any problems with gambling. Like I know for a fact that's the case. And he wouldn't receive messages from people every week saying that they're fucking lost all their money gambling. So for him, it's just like, oh yeah, cool. I get X dollars, may as well do it. It's easy money for me. Film an ad, whatever. But unfortunately, when you are trying to help young males, you tarnish your reputation by doing that. Like, I don't care who you are. If you go and team up with a bookie, you're now harming punters directly and indirectly. That's just the facts, in my opinion. So if you do that, it kind of devalues you to a point where, like, it's, yeah, cool, I'm taking moral high ground here, but that's just my opinion. If a bookie came to me and said, I will pay you 10 million, I promise you I wouldn't take it out of principle. Now, people won't believe that, but that's just how I operate. And I think that'll eventually come back because people realize that, hang on, these guys are like against the bookie. They fucking hate the bookies rather than, oh yeah, cool. It's like, I can get like 100 grand for this ad, or I can get 50 grand for this ad. Fuck. I mean, it's probably harming people, but fuck, I need the money. May as well take it. It's a hard one. But yeah, that's just my take.
Tom's only made $200. But the fact that if you put a lot of people in a group that are betting together, they're going to be more encouraged to gamble. You put young males in that group, you add leaderboards, you hit their ego, and you say, oh, look at this guy. Harry's the best punter in this group. He's beating Tom. Tom's only made $200 this month. Harry's made $500. Tom's going to have a crack now at doing a bigger multi than Harry. And you're just hitting the ego.
Was that where I was up to?
That happened. You've also got the bet with mates tool. You've got the fact that if you put a lot of people in a group that are betting together.
Are we miles back? Yeah, we are.
Don't encourage unit size staking. Don't talk about a bankroll. Just tell people to bet in a fun way with your mates. Do it when you're hot.
I'm not sure how that got to there.
How you do this, I've already touched on one of them. It's bet with mates. You could.
Why did I go back then?
Browns. You get a lot of these people and even influencers like Angry Dad teaming up with Dabble, and you've got characters out there with like bucks to do a couple of that. Employed who basically go and team up with. If you go live on feed, you got like the uninspired. If you go live on feed, you got like the uninspired.
Is that going to work? I don't reckon it's going to work.
You got like the uninspired.
Nearly.
Like the uninspired.
Uninspired, who you reckon?
Like the uninspired. But like the uninspired. Like the uninspired. Like the uninspired.
It looks like it needs to get refilmed, unfortunately. Audacity. I'm turning off the Instagram live. So if you're watching this, well done. But I'm on YouTube at the moment, and this is annoying me, so I'm turning it off. Ignore. All right, where are we? What is it? 10-2. If I can get this done by 3, I'll be fully exported and loaded onto the course. That'll be a win. Recording device, Rode. Inspired, unemployed. Cool. Now I can add that and chuck it over the folder. Platinum Squad, Module 1, how bookies operate, media, audio. That's done. Then we're going to grab that and put this here.
Got like the uninspired, unemployed. Who basically.
Oh, there goes a timer. Let's put another one on. 60 minutes.
The inspired, unemployed.
It's probably not going to sound the same, but it's all right.
inspired,
Oops. Oops. We're gonna mute that, are we? Mute that.
inspired,
We don't want to mute that. Let's leave that one. Let's mute this.
sponsorships and say, hey, if you go live on feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed.
We.
Feed, you got like the uninspired, feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed.
That doesn't sound the same, does it? Let's put it up, see what it does.
Like the uninspired, unemployed.
Yuck.
On feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed. The uninspired, unemployed. On feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed. The uninspired, you got like the uninspired, unemployed. Who basically going, but like feed, you got like feed, you got like inspired, unemployed. Who basically going.
That's just yuck. CBF.
Feed, you got like the uninspired,
Uninspired, unemployed, you reckon? Maybe just leave it.
on feed, you got like.
I'll do it again. Yuck. Inspired, unemployed.
Inspired, unemployed. Inspired, unemployed. The uninspired, unemployed.
Uninspired, unemployed. Inspired, unemployed. Let's take two.
The uninspired, unemployed.
No. Fuck.
Like the uninspired. You got like the uninspired.
Brother.
Like the uninspired. Like the uninspired, unemployed. Who basically go and team up with points.
Fuck. I'm actually.
Feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed.
Sounds yuck.
Feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed.
It's not terrible.
The
Inspired, unemployed.
The uninspired. On feed, you got like the uninspired, unemployed.
Maybe we just delete
You got like
the and then just go here and just make this longer.
Inspired, unemployed. Hey, if you go live on feed, you got like inspired, unemployed. Who basically go and team up with PointsBet and get paid like.
That sounds fucked. What? Why is it so like different?
You got like inspired, unemployed.
I need to sound like a bit more passionate. The inspired, unemployed.
The inspired, unemployed.
All right, let's use
The
that.
inspired, unemployed.
Take three.
You got like inspired, you got live on feed. You got like the inspired, unemployed.
Yeah. Sounds good.
You got live on feed. You got like Be Inspired Unemployed, who basically go and team up with PointsBet and get paid like.
How long will the revamp take? I want to binge on all the new content all at once. Yeah, fair. Steve will probably kill me. He gave me 3 weeks 3 weeks ago, but it's slowing together. So I'd say like I'll release it it's being released in batches. Like for example, this little section of 3 videos is going to be super useful. For someone like yourself though, J2G, if you're in the mentorship program, man, full respect to this. It will help you, but you're going to be getting the most valuable content out of the help you're getting from Lenny rather than me.
If you go live on feed, you got like Be Inspired Unemployed, who basically go and team up with PointsBet and get paid like.
Just because of the level I know you're at, like you're already doing 20K months. So
you got like Be Inspired Unemployed, who basically go and team up with PointsBet and get paid like bucks to do a couple of ads, things like that. You basically create this culture which then thinks it's normal stuff that's happening, and then you basically get.
I'm back. The Loom. No shit.
Which is,
I just remembered.
I'm checking their betting stat.
All right, part one. Where does it go over? Maybe here? No, still there. No. Maybe it is there.
It's now part of advertising.
Okay, part 2. There we go. When it says part 2, where does that stop? Part 1. Part 1. Part 1. Part 1. Part 1. Where the fuck? Part 2. Okay, here.
Be aware of it.
Part 1. Part 2. Bang. So all of this needs. Whoop, not that. From here needs to be pushed 6 frames ahead, because 1, 2, 3. Oop, that's not 6 frames. Zoom in a bit more. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's actually spot on. And then bang. And then that needs to bring forward 6 frames there. Now we should be in sync.
That now. All right, so okay. Let's move into that now. All right.
All content is useful. I get value out of the phone call recordings. Yeah, man. There's so much shit that we could post that I've filmed on my personal GoPro. And even just like, as dumb as this sounds, like I've started like doing this content, like literally filming myself work. And I feel like that would be useful for people to see what goes on. This is like super niche. But I'm probably going to start doing almost like Twitch while working, like this almost, but on my own channel. And then I want to try and build a bit of a brand on myself, showing work, but as JP. And it's kind of how I've been the last 6 months, like sporadically posting business content when I can.
Let's move into.
But there's a lot of content that's quite useful that I personally think a lot of people would get value from, but it's just so hard to put together and edit.
Let's move into that now. All right. So you just heard some of the stuff that.
I might just have a quick break. I've had a few editors message me on Telegram. Yeah, that is fine if you're from. Yeah, I put out an ad before on Upwork and on online jobs, PH, Philippines. And had like 5 people apply, which is good. I made the task super niche, so that it was deliberately tried to filter out instant gratification monkeys, impatient people, because I made the task relatively hard. I put a document, and the document's quite deep. And generally speaking, if something's difficult, you will basically get rid of most people straight away. So that just kind of filters out the rubbish. And then from that, we recruit the best. This is Steve's idea. It was put $100 payment to make 10 clips from the YouTube. And then every person who completes the task gets $100. And then we'll select the best one to potentially work in our team. And in the process, we're going to get potentially 100 clips out of the content as well. So it's $1,000 budget, but the aim is to find someone who's really good at creating content for us. So yeah. So someone just asked me if I can create him a Google Drive for this project. And I will do that now for him so he can upload his edits. My drive. Editors. This guy is named Hassan. He's the third one that we've got. We're going to try and get 10. Editor, copy. This is interesting. I've been here since you started, and it's interesting to see you work. There are plenty like me that enjoy this stuff. Yeah, okay. Appreciate it. You actually were the only one to watch my entire streams when I used to Twitch on chess on stream on Twitch. I don't need that light on anymore. Oh. I'm just going to quickly check my inbox because I reckon there could be some more people on Upwork. This is a bit of counterintuitive, doing multiple tasks at once, but all good. Messages 5. Okay. Here we go. Hello there. I want the job. I can cut and edit audio calls. This is old. Wait, am I in the wrong? Yeah, no, I'm in the wrong fucking inbox. Log out. That is the wrong account. I need to log into the other account. Upwork. Messages 9. No one's messaged on Upwork. Yeah, I haven't been going live on the Twitch. Do you reckon you could would people follow this shit on Twitch? Like, do people stream themselves working on Twitch, or is it always gaming? I know there's no rules, but that's what I'd do. And honestly, I think it's almost free incidental growth, really, because it's kind of as long as it doesn't distract me. Like now it's distracting me because I'm talking, I'm not actually working. But I feel like if I just work and edit's good because it provides sound and interaction. And it's automatically stimulating for the person watching. It could almost be quite useful. And combine that with the sharing of the screen. Then I think it's actually good. So I may start doing that. But I probably will start doing it on my own YouTube. Not this one. Because, I don't know, it's a bit too general. All right, we've got 4 people who have applied for this one. Good day. I hope this letter finds you well. My name is Chris, and I'm a seasoned video editor with a strong focus on creating compelling reels. With over 3 years of experience in the industry, I'm willing to do a paid test task task. My proficiency spans various design disciplines, and I'm well versed in leveraging industry standard tools, including Adobe Premiere Pro, CapCut, Canva. CV link, short form content, long form content. I'm hoping to get considered for the position of video editor. I hope I get the chance to work with you. Did you want to start the task? What's IRL? Justin, I'm excited to participate in the paid trial. This opportunity me. Okay, perfect. Oh, okay. Cheers, James, in real life. Sorry, mate, I'm not up with all the abbreviations. These resumes are terrible. The best resume is literally editing a short for free. I did this for construction YouTube. I edited 5 shorts and sent to him. Then to him, I said, these are free. Yeah, that's essentially what I'm trying to achieve here, man. By making the task complex, we are actually paying. It's not free. You can't really offer free shit. But yeah, we are looking for people who are willing to go above and beyond. And I've probably got like 4 already that are good, but I have no idea what their quality of work is. There's no point interviewing these people until they've actually sent you work. And if the work's good, then you obviously go to the next stage with them. But at this stage, just letting them accumulate. Anyway, back to the editing.
We're not even getting into the juicy stuff yet. You just heard some of the stuff that I mentioned around how to money. But with all of this psychological manipulation, you need to also create a culture which accepts it and normalizes it.
We've done all this, surely.
Employed who basically go and team up with PointsBet and get paid like this culture, which then thinks it's normal for every bet, lose, and all this stuff that's happening. And then you basically get people to another convention on Thursday to lead out tips for your company, and then you every single game over the weekend, and you pop that for match starts, and you pop that through the news, and everything else, and you pop through everywhere. Eventually, everyone is going to basically do that behavior at a much higher level, a much higher frequency, on a much and repetitively hypnotize people on a much higher scale, and you basically repetitively hypnotize people. This is how marketing works. You say the same things over and over again until people do them. The news does the same thing. If they've got an agenda, they just pump it and they repeat. You get people like Gil McLaughlin who sign off deals. The turnover on AFL matches and ads everywhere on the website. You go on the tipping app and you look at the website. You go on the a 12-year-old who is reading that and it sees, hey, Dad, what's $0.50? Oh, that's odds. You shouldn't worry about that. Oh, but it's there on the app. It's just everywhere. You go to a game, an ad pops up. You go to a game, there's a billboard of Bet365. You go to bloody anywhere and you can't escape the shit. And then you've got sponsorships. It's just everywhere. It's just compounded. You've got the manipulation happening. You combine that with influencer marketing. You make it funny. You make it cool. You make it humorous memes and all these kind of stuff. You joke about people losing. Yeah, you're 1 win away from your first big win. You're 1 win away from getting back all your losses. You're 1 win away from that multi that's going to make you a millionaire. Dreaming. And this is what they sell you the dream and they compound that. They also got, this is the most morbid thing, is they actually target market to you. I'm not going to go into too much detail. We actually did a podcast on this. I would encourage you to watch it a little bit deeper than this potentially. But if I told you that there are humans out there that are working for a bookie and their job is to befriend you and get close with you, and their goal is to make you lose as much money as possible. And how they do this, they're called VIP managers or account managers. Most people would never know they exist or wouldn't have seen one before. But these things happen as a result of the bookie chasing and compounding the most valuable customers, the most addicted people, the ones that make them the most amount of money. They're going to invest the most amount of resources into them. So they're going to actually allocate you an account manager. So you might sign up to a smaller bookie. This is not as much on the bigger bookies, but it still happens on them. But a lot of the smaller bookies will give you an account manager. So you'll get old Jan calling up from PlayUp, and she'll offer you a $500 match as soon as you sign up. And then she'll...
I was requested by Tom to remove the name of the bookie.
You an account manager. So you might sign up to a smaller bookie. This is not as much on the bookies, but it still happens on them. But a lot of the smaller bookies will give you an account manager. So you'll get old Jan calling up from an account manager. So you'll get old Jan calling up from, and she'll offer you a $500 match as soon as you sign up. And then she'll message you, hey, Harry, I can look after you this weekend. If you put 200 in, we'll go again. And then let's just say you lose that. You might have a chat with her, hey Jan, I've lost some money this weekend. What do you got for me this week? And then she doubles it. She goes to 400, and then she goes to 1,000 after that month. And then all of a sudden you've lost, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000 for that month.
I'm not, but Tom is a fucking studied law, so he always plays a straight bet.
$2,000, $3,000 for that month. She goes, hey Harry, I've got $1,000 for you this week if you put it in. She is getting paid a commission to make you lose. She has criteria and turnover, things that she needs to tick off as her job. Her job is to make you lose. So imagine that. She's texting you personally. She's getting in your face. She even offers you AFL tickets. She offers corporate box access once you start losing a lot of money. And all of a sudden, you're now down 10K, but fuck, it was nice. So I went to that corporate box with three of my mates and fucking...
Oh.
Three of my mates and...
Oops.
Mates and PlayUp.
Oh.
PlayUp. That's elite. They're fucking sick. What a company. That's elite. Three of my mates and they're fucking sick. What a company. They gave me free box tickets. Brother, you paid for the box tickets with your punting. And that's why Jan gave you them. So this is the kind of shit.
Jan, conning the punters. Little Jan, the 60-year-old employee for the bookie. Handing out VIP matches and then collecting commission.
This is the kind of shit that happens. And then
sad world.
This is the kind of shit that happens. And then they even send out texts at times where you've deposited in the past. They might know when you're getting paid based on the algorithms. So you might have deposited 6 out of the last 10 times on a Thursday at 6 p.m. So, okay, let's send Harry a text message at 5:30 because 6 out of the last 10 times he deposited then. Fair chance he's going to deposit again the next week at the same time. Send him an offer. Targeted marketing. This is the type of shit you are competing.
What hope do you have if you're a fucking gambler who with no clue?
Send him an offer. Targeted marketing. This is the type of shit you are competing against as a punter. And you have no hope. You are dealing with organizations with thousands of employees who know exactly how you think, how you operate, and also
that is a clip.
How to get the most money possible out of you. Remember that when you're punting.
Got a VIP on, 500, turn that into 5K. Poor bloke didn't get commission on me. Yeah, the thing is, man, with these affiliates, they I can tell you a funny story about one, but I need to work. So give me 5 minutes and I might think about telling it.
Remember that when you're punting. That's a rant. Gambling, obviously, when you're punting. For anyone out there who has been gambling, obviously, this is in the Platinum Squad. So I know you probably don't want to why bookies actually offer promos in a little bit of a deeper fashion. I kind of touched on a lot of these things, but why bookies offer promos?
Just had a weekly subscription sign up. New subscriber for the horse system on a weekly. Whenever I see someone join on a weekly, I want to bash my head against the wall. We need to turn it off. It is the worst subscription to join on. There is literally no point joining on a weekly subscription. Honestly. Like it makes me want to blow my brain up when I see that come through. Probably should turn it off, but we haven't had much priority on the website at the moment. Yeah, we do. Let's have a look at the history of this person. He's a Platinum Squad member. Okay, yeah, right. Oh, man, he's been a member before. I wouldn't mind checking his coaching channel, to be honest. I shouldn't be doing this. I haven't been doing this for the last few months, but I am going to because my curiosity is interesting. Okay, let's have a look at his last time he was here. Okay, he joined last time in 2021. He was a subscriber. Wow, December 8th. I think he has another account, but let's have a look at that account. Brother. Last a member in August 2023. Hey, mate, sorry to be. And I know I'm not really giving the whole process much of a chance, but I just don't see this worth it for me as I'm always working during the times of the tips and can't make the most of it. Even follow half of them was just seeing how I could unsubscribe. I mean, that's fine, but what happened before that? Yeah, I mean, why weekly, bro? Why weekly? I'm going to send him a message. Hey, Isaac, JP here. Oh, probably shouldn't say his name. Mute myself first. No, it's all right. Hi, Isaac, JP here, mate. I saw your subscription come through for a weekly sub. Now, you were a member at the end of up until October last year, and then obviously jumped off. And then you've been a member multiple times throughout the last 3.5, 4 years. And you're also a Platinum Squad member. Whenever someone joins on a weekly, it's kind of like we shouldn't technically even have a weekly anymore, but it's still on our website. So I just wanted to kind of understand what your thought process was behind joining on a weekly subscription for the horse system. Like, what's the goal here? What's the aim? Obviously, Max is going to be, Harry's going to be your coach going forward on this channel. And you can answer the questions once he reaches out to you. But just straight off the bat, man, like, what's the thought process behind joining on a weekly? Because I don't know if you know, you should if you've been here for 3 years on and off and you're a Platinum member, that none of our services, none of our products operate on a weekly time frame. And if you're going to have that thought process of joining on a weekly, you're not going to be successful, straight up. And honestly, I would rather you not waste your time or our time in signing up on a weekly. So in saying that, definitely want to help. So this is why you got a personal coach. If you like, firstly, if you could tell me what the main thought process was behind joining on a weekly, like why haven't you joined on a 3 monthly or a 6 monthly? Secondly, what have you been doing in the past sort of 6 months? You unsubscribed in August. Prior to that, you're obviously on and off as well. What have you done in that time? And then thirdly, as I've already sort of asked, what are your goals here? And if you can slip in as well, your allocated match betting bankroll, that'd be cool as well. And then I just want to reiterate, I know you cancelled last time because you were working on Saturdays. So maybe that's freed up, but still, if that has freed up, it doesn't make sense as to why you've joined on a weekly subscription. One, you're also costing yourself more money. Someone who, for example, is on a 6 monthly, I think they're paying like, I'll do the math for you, $4.59 divided by 26 is a 6 monthly price. And most likely if you jump on a 6 monthly, we can probably throw in extra time anyway. That is a price of $17.69 per week, and you're paying $32.99 per week. So you're essentially paying $15.30 more per week. Over the course of a month, not only are you paying for the 3 extra days, if you are counting 7 by 4 is 28 days, a month is either 31 or 30, you're going to be paying an extra half a week every month. So you're going to be paying an extra, what is that, 50, 15, 60, you're looking at about $65, maybe $70 a month more just by paying a weekly subscription 4 times instead of a month, let alone comparing, sorry, that's on a 6 monthly. But yeah, you get the point. So if you could answer those questions, your coach will get back to you, Harry, and he'll sort you out. But man, just want to be straight up with you. If you're going to be serious about this, you need to actually ask yourself, like, what are you trying to achieve? And ultimately, like, if you change that mindset to like 6 months, you're going to have way more success and chance of success. Cheers. And if you have listened to this, send a little green tick emoji just to know if you've kind of ticked off listening to a 3-minute voice message. Because if you haven't, we can only assume that you haven't listened. Cheers. Yeah, cool. Send him a nice bomb. He'll either not respond or he'll give us a good reason or he'll cancel next week. People who can't follow on a Saturday should just get platinum. There are plenty of days using the horse promo method. I told my friend who is a shift worker to get platinum instead of the horse system. Yeah, everyone should start with the Platinum Squad regardless of whether they want to follow the horses eventually or not, because the content in Platinum is going to help you to build a foundation, to understand the habits, to understand the emotions, to understand bankroll management, understand defense and sustainability, to understand everything. And then from there, you can then top them up with the money-making methods, which we know are the horse system, sports system, horse promo method. But fundamentally, if you can learn the main shit about match betting, you essentially lay a foundation first and then you launch after, because there's no point starting off on the horse system. You could potentially get your accounts banned by not knowing how to set them up properly. And that's why there's a massive advantage to starting off with Platinum first. Last year, we were just flat out pumping horse system probably for the first 6 months of the year. And now we do not advertise the horse system anymore. No, it's not spoken about. It's just there. And then people find their way in. We haven't done a single post this year about the horse system. Apart from the results, we don't talk about it. We don't tell people to sign up. It's not on the story. It's all about Platinum Squad. And even then, we don't even do any marketing about the Platinum Squad on the Instagram. It's just all done kind of behind closed walls. So previously the road was the horse system, then Platinum, but now it seems like it's reversed. Yeah, fully spot on, because we know the Platinum Squad is so much better than just the horse system because of the content. And we know that someone's going to have a better chance of staying on the horse system longer. It's a crazy statistic. Steve's got the data of the people who are following the horse system only and the people who are following Platinum Squad and horse system. Their retention rate of staying on as a member of the horse system is so much longer if they're a platinum member. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. Half an hour before I want to hit my 3 o'clock target of finishing this, so I need to hurry up.
For that when you're punting. That's a rant for anyone out there who has been gambling. Obviously, this isn't so I know you probably don't want to hear this if you're not a gambler, but at least you're aware of stuff in terms of why bookies actually offer promos in a little bit of a things. But why bookies offer promotions? You may know promotions as like second and third guaranteed bonus back on tools, whatever, bet backs, bet returns, whatever you want to call them. But they're a lure for new customers to sign up. So if a new bookie has a new feature, companies like Surge often offer overpriced odds on a team. The team might be paying $1.30 and you can get $3 on them to win. That's a great way for you to get onto their app. A little bit of a marketing cost. Yeah, cool. You probably win that bet, but eventually then they're just going to pay a marketing cost on the company. Provides you a reason to sign up. It's also a lure for existing customers to basically increase their spend on the app. If you're betting on a certain app and you're incentivized to do so, you're more likely to lose more money if you have a reason to do it. Now, there's a bonus bet 12% rule, which is really crucial to understand.
If you're watching this, you're one of 5 viewers. Let me know if this makes sense.
You're more likely to lose more money if you have a reason to.
The 12% rule.
To do it. Now, there's a bonus bet 12% rule, which is really crucial to understand. As a betting company, this is an unofficial stat, but it has been in that range and spoken about a few times. Bonus bets to a bookie are valued at a negative 12% loss for them. So what does that mean? Well, if they give away $10,000 worth of bonus bets across a number of customers on a Saturday, they expect to lose $1,200. 10,000 by 12% is $1,200. So they understand that most likely some of those punters are going to win, some of them are going to lose, but ultimately it's going to cost them around 12% of the total bonus turnover. So that's like a marketing cost. So if they've got their stats on lifetime value and how much it costs them to acquire a customer and how much you're worth to them, then of course they can factor in this 12% marketing cost, which ultimately gets them to the position to acquire you and get you addicted to that. Cycle. It's an advertising cost to get you into their addiction cycle. And as a match better, a bonus bet to you is going to be worth 80% because you're turning it over via the stuff that's going to be taught in Betfair and the Platinum Squad. If you're someone who's just done the free course, you can turn any bonus into 65% of its value. If you're watching this on YouTube, there might be a card that clicks up.
No, we delete that from this.
Its value. If you're watching
this, not going to be for YouTube.
Value. If you're watching this on YouTube, there might be a card that clicks up in the top right corner of the screen here, which shows you how to turn any bonus into profit. So all of a sudden,
bye-bye.
5% of its value. So all of a sudden, you can into 65% of its value. So all of a sudden, you can actually use their greed and turn their bonuses into guaranteed profit. But if you do it too many times or in the wrong way, without the right information, you'll get banned. It'll take your bonuses away from you because all of a sudden, you're not operating like they want you to. So all of a sudden, you fall out of that 12% rule because your marketing has actually cost them more money because you're not doing what they want. So the moral of the story here is they offer you that because they want you to do that and incentivize you to use those bonuses in a way where you're moving along that addiction spectrum. You're becoming a hamster on that wheel and you keep going and going and going. And they make you addicted to that behavior. But they gave you that bonus.
Makes sense. Cool.
They incentivized you. They lured you in with that little carrot and then they've got you on the hamster wheel and you're stuck. So that's why they offer promotions.
The old hamster wheel, JTG.
Now, I'm going to put a little bit of a downer on this video. And obviously, myself personally, I made $300,000 off the bookies through my 20s, which isn't a lot of money. A lot of people are making way more money than I did now in our community. There are people making 30, 40K a month at the absolute top. I never got to those levels consistently, but knowing what I did now, I could definitely do it if I wanted to. However, I've spoken about why I don't do this anymore and why we get a lot more reward out of helping anyone else out there who wants to get to those levels and ultimately
dropping red pill knowledge.
Change thousands of people's mindsets.
Nice.
And hopefully anyone watching this video has learned something about how to not get conned by the bookies as well. But the unfortunate reality is this: match betting can only exist because 99.5% of gamblers lose long term.
This is pretty sad, to be honest. This is where the sad music should come in.
That's thinking. Because 99.5% of people are losing their money, 0.5% of people are able to take advantage of some of the most simple ways to make money on the earth. It is the simplest, easiest way to take free money, tax-free money off companies who are greedy because 99.5% of the customers lose. That is the unfortunate reality. Australia is the worst nation on the planet when it comes to gambling per capita. That means that we lose the most per person on average. We are a fully hypnotized nation. As a result of the previous stuff that I've spoken about in this video, we are the worst nation on the planet. If you want to know how fucked up this nation is,
F-bomb.
If you want to learn how fucked up this nation is, do yourself a favor and join a few Facebook groups. Don't listen to any of the tips in there, but just go in there. One of them is blokes and their bet slips. In the previous part around how the bookies compound this cycle of losses or a fee every time you sign up to the betting company or the bookmaker. These groups, especially blokes and their bet slips, is one of the biggest groups in Australia for this. The owner of that group has a Ladbrokes and a Neds affiliate, as well as a number of other bookies. And if you sign up on those links, you then basically pay his wage. And if you lose a certain amount of...
That's pretty ruthless, because I actually know the owner of that. I mean, there's nothing really unfactual there. That's just facts. I feel a bit bad.
In Australia for this. The owner of that group has a Ladbrokes and a Neds affiliate, as well as a number of other bookies. And if you sign up on those links, you then basically pay his wage. And
well, man, I actually speak to him. Like, if I message him now, he'll reply instantly. He actually messaged me last week. He's like, I saw one of your ads pop up. You guys are doing well with your content. I said, yeah, when are we allowed to post in your group? I didn't reply. We've actually done deals with him before where he's let us use the group, but then like he deleted us because like too many people were winning and then it ruins his affiliate. He's also a Platinum Squad member and he was on the sports system last year, but then he stopped match betting because it was taking up too much time because he was trying to launder every time. But I'd say conservatively, he'd be making 300 to 500K a year off affiliation. Which is pretty fucked up. Yeah, I fully agree, man. Affiliates are the lowest of lows, in my opinion. If you know what you're doing and you're encouraging losing, that's some pretty fucked up shit. And I've told him this to his face. Like, I'll tell him, you are literally a scum of the earth. Like, you're a rat. And he'll just be like, it's not personal. I'm not attacking him. I'll just tell him, like, you are a fucking rat. Like, you are scamming people out of their money and you're making a living off it. And he's just be like, yeah, but they're going to gamble anyway, sort of thing. We provide them free comps. And I'm like, shut up, man. Like, you're actually making them lose money. And you're exposing them to this kind of behavior so they become addicted. I'm actually meeting up with someone tomorrow who could be the first ever affiliate, or not affiliate, first ever influencer, high profile, that actually encourages anti-gambling or doesn't encourage gambling. So if all goes well, we will be able to team up with someone, hopefully, that starts doing the opposite of inspired unemployed, Angry Dad, Benny Scarf, all these people who are scamming, or not scamming, who are encouraging gambling. We're trying to doing the opposite. I wouldn't call him an influencer, actually. Call him an athlete. Ex-AFL. Pretty big name. It's been taking a while, to be honest, to get this. Talking to him like 2 years ago. Now that we've got bigger, I think he wants to actually help, but who knows? I don't actually know what he wants to do. AFL influencer a while ago. Who? Who are you talking about? AFL influencer. Oh. Are you talking about Back to the Bench TV? Or AFL TikToks? We've got 20 minutes to finish this video. If you're talking about AFL TikToks or Back to the Bench TV, no. We did have a bit of a, they're not, I wouldn't call them influencers. I'd just call them a page. They're just a footy page. We had a bit of a falling out with them, with Back to the Bench. But that's all right. Win or learn in business. Yeah. They've actually teamed up with a bookie, funnily enough, like they all do. They've teamed up with BossBet? No, BossBet? BossBet? No, not BossBet. I don't know, one of them. BuddyBet, maybe? BuddyBet, I think.
On those links, you then basically pay his wage. And if you lose a certain amount of money, he gets that in his profit. But if you wanted to know how fucked up people are...
Another F-bomb.
Wanted to know how fucked up... How fucked... But if you wanted to know how fucked up people are in Australia when it comes to gambling and how literally conned they are and how, I guess, low IQ when it comes to their betting, just go in one of those groups and just read a week's worth of posts or a day's worth of posts, and you'll see even the comments. It's pretty eye-opening stuff, and it's a good way to educate yourself on how not to do, to apply the inverse.
Legit, if you're someone who doesn't know these Facebook groups exist, go in them and read them because it's genuinely cooked.
Good way to educate yourself on how not to do, to apply the inverse way of thinking, to do the opposite of what those people are doing. Back to the point though, match bettors are a drop in the ocean when it comes to the bookie, right? Most bookies, obviously the smaller bookies, are going to get affected way more by a match better, but companies like Sportsbet and Tab, match better is literally a drop in the ocean. We aren't costing these companies enough for them to care as much about this because so many people are losing. And when so many people are losing, when the majority are losing, there will always be opportunity for people at the top who take advantage. This is how the world works, unfortunately. In every industry, this happens. If you go into the trading industry with currency, if you go into crypto, if you go into stocks, the majority of people are, as a result of that, the people at the top, the whales, are the ones taking advantage because everyone else below them is losing. Get used to it. This is how the world works. So you can either choose to become a winner, or you can choose to continue to be a loser if you are gambling. That is your choice. But please be aware of how this all works. Now, if you're watching this and you're...
All good, Wayne, mate. Don't apologize for having to go. The production value in the videos are truly outstanding. Have a great afternoon. Appreciate the support, mate. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
That is your choice. But please be aware of how this all works.
J2G's got me on the clock here. He says I've got 17 minutes left. I need to lock in, so I'm going to lock in.
Now, if you're watching this and you're a match better...
Can I beat the clock?
The following quote. Keep your friends close, but your enemies eat. That means, well, if you know how the bookies operate, you understand what they want you to do, then potentially you could do what you do while still taking money off them. How is that possible? Obviously, I'm not going to teach you how to gamble, but if you do the behaviors that they want and you do the stuff that we can teach you to do those behaviors while not losing money, i.e. hedging and doing stuff like that, then you're basically going to keep them happy while still taking dollars off them. And that's the aim of the game here. If you're a match better, you need to understand all these things, but you can't just operate in a way where you're doing the opposite, because if you do the opposite, they're going to ban you. And if you're doing the opposite, you're not a good customer for them. So you still need to act in a way which you are trying to keep them happy, but deep down, we know that we're taking money off them. Some of that money, they don't actually know because it's getting spread across more bookies. If you're doing this across 20, 30, 40 bookies, whatever, you're doing it with Betfair and stuff like that. The spread isn't like you're not taking, you can make a full K month or match, 10K month across two bookies. If you make across two bookies, they'll just get a ban because that's just unsustainable for them. But if you're diversifying your profits across more bookies, they don't actually know that you're making that much money. You're just taking little bits, and eventually enough crumbs on the pots. And that's the end of the game. Now, in the video that's going to follow this, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this in the live store, you're going to see the video which basically talks about what the bookies look for. I'm going into a deep dive here. Essentially, what they're looking for is better behavior. They're going to watch your turnover ROI, so they're going to measure how much you turn over, how much you're betting, how much you're losing. If you turn over a lot of money and you're not losing a lot, you're probably a worse customer. You're definitely a worse customer for them. If you're losing $500 and it takes you $150,000 to bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them because you're basically turning over 50% ROI for them.
That might need an example. Turnover loses $500 in 6 months. Turns over 50K. Person 2 loses $500 in 1 day. Turns over $1,000. Put this as bold. Heading Sick.
They're going to watch your turnover ROI. So they're going to measure like how much are you turning over, how much are you betting in total, and how much are you losing or profiting. If you're turning over a lot of money and you're not losing, you're definitely a worse customer for them. But watch your turnover ROI. So they're going to measure like how much are you turning over, how much are you betting. They're going to watch your turnover ROI. So they're going to measure like how much are you turning over, how much are you losing.
Bro,
They're like how much are you turning over, how much are you betting in total, and how much are you losing or profiting. If you're turning over a lot of money and you're not losing a lot, you're probably a worse customer. You're definitely a worse customer for them. But if you're losing $500 and it only takes you on average $1,000 to bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them, because you're basically, if you're betting $1,000, not every bet loses. Lose that 500.
I don't think I mentioned how long, so up against the clock here, Jordan. I'm going to say the odds of me finishing this is quite slim. Platinum Port underscore person 1 underscore media. Turnover. Command A, Command C. Delete that. Okay, let's drag this into there.
Over how much are you betting in total and how much are you losing or profiting. If you're turning over a lot of money and you're not losing a lot, you're probably a worse customer. You're definitely a worse customer for them. But if you're losing $500 and it only takes you on average. You're losing $500 and it only takes you on average $1,000 to bet to lose that 500. On average $1,000 to bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them, because you're basically turning over 50% ROI for them. Their profit.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them, because you're basically turning over 50% ROI for them. Their profit on turnover for you as a customer. If you're betting $1,000, not every bet loses. If you bet $1,000 on average to lose 500, then obviously you're a better customer. $50,000 worth. $50,000 worth of betting across 6 months to lose that. That's just like the value. They're going to assess your value as a customer to them. So they're going to assess your promo use. That's just.
Brother, where the fuck?
you're definitely a worse customer for them. But if you're losing $500 and it only takes you on average $1,000 to bet to lose that 500, customer for them.
Bro, why isn't that picking up? Motherfucker. Fucking sun's getting me.
A better customer.
This is glitching. Why is it glitching?
They've got 50% ROI for them. They're profitable.
Bro, why is this being a fucking piece of shit?
Then you're a way better customer for them. Because you're basically turning over 50% a way better customer for them. Because to bet.
I'm gonna have to quit this, I reckon, so that it's a bit cooked. My computer's struggling. Don't know why.
You're a way better.
There we go. We got it. Sick.
100. Do you on average?
That looks a bit yuck.
To bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them because you're basically turning over 50% up. Then you're $1,000 worth of bet. It takes, I don't know, $50,000 worth.
Yo. That should say person 2, person 1. Fuck. All good.
$50,000 worth of betting across 6 months to lose that $500. That's just like. $1,000. $50,000 worth of bet $50,000 worth of betting across 6 months.
Looks like I've cooked that. So that needs to be person 2, person 1, person 2, and just change the screenshots. Oops. Person 1 is that one. And then person 2 is that one. Okay, we're going to add them both in. And we are going to replace them. I wonder if that changes what I just did. Bang. Oh, now it's
$50,000
person 1 again. What?
$50,000.
That didn't work. Person 2. Oh, that's why. We didn't get the right one. Delete that one. Replace. That should work now. Bro, why is this now saying
I don't know, $50,000.
fuck's sake, man? It's going back to the shit again. Person 2 loses. Nah. Bro. That's correct. Here.
$50,000 worth of betting across 6.
This is such a pain in the ass. Hang on. That's why.
I don't know, $50,000.
And then that's cooked still. Bro.
Bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them because you're basically turning over 50% ROI for them. Losing 500 only takes you on average $1,000 to bet to lose that 500, then you're a $500 and it only takes you on average $1,000 to bet to lose that.
Next on the list, painted feature wall, floating shelves, and some greenery and LED. Yeah, nice, spot on. Yeah, I need to add this to my setup for sure. It's on the list.
So it only takes you on average $1,000 to.
Yeah. And now this is actually supposed to be 10%. Yeah, no, 50%. That's right.
You bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them because you're basically turning over 50% ROI for them. Their profit on turnover for you as a customer. If you're betting $1,000, not every bet loses. If you bet $1,000 on average to lose 500.
Bro, what?
Turnover for you as a customer. If you're betting $1,000, not every bet loses. If you bet $1,000 on average to lose 500, then obviously you're a better customer than someone who takes, I don't know, 50.
Yo.
Just double checking. So with the Rode microphones, those audio files save directly onto the camera, yeah? So I don't need to wipe them if they've always been connected to the transponder that's in the camera?
So yeah, they will save the actual microphone. If it's connected to a transponder, will save to the camera recording.
Yeah.
But you can also grab that off the microphone.
All right, yeah.
But it'll continue like filming over the top of whatever you're doing. So I think it has like a rolling 8 hours. So like if it's on for 8 hours, minute 1 will get deleted by hour 8.
All right, so
that makes sense.
Cool. Yeah, I've only had it when it's connected to the camera today, so it should be all good.
Yeah, sick.
All right, cool.
Anything else? All good?
No, it's all G.
Sick. And the spare ones haven't been on?
No, I haven't used them yet.
Yeah, okay. Any street talk or not yet?
No, that's probably too wet and shitty.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing first, Timmy?
No, we're just done Tim, so now we're about to go see fucking Kai.
Is it terrible rain?
Oh, yeah. It's not terrible, it's just shit.
What's the plan with the van?
So we can film inside of it.
Yeah, sick. But the noise?
I just find out how loud the kids are.
Man, I was thinking, well, no, the kids will be outside. I was thinking the rain would not maybe get picked up on the mics if because the mics won't pick up everything, you know?
Like it might come through. As long as it's not bucketing down, I should be able to filter it out.
Yeah.
But even if you can hear a light pitter pattering, it's all
fine.
Contextual. We know it's raining.
Yeah, no, sick.
All right, cool.
Good work.
Well, fairly well. I'll see you sometime soon.
I'm YouTube Live, just working, so
nice.
It's been interesting. Some new ideas.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go.
All right, farewell.
All right, latest. Just had Nick, the editor, call me. Letty and Steve are in Queensland today, Sunshine Coast, onboarding a new member and then catching up with 2 of the other mentors, and they're filming a Queensland vlog 2.0 today. So bit of a different type of vlog though. They're catching up with one of the new members who's actually traveling around Australia in a caravan. So it's going to be a different story than the last one.
Someone who takes, I don't know, $50,000 worth of betting across 6 months to lose that $500.
Bro, this is still wrong. Man. Why is this fucked? Person 2, that's correct. We need to make this. Person 2 turns over, loses 500, but only turns over 1,000. We did 426,540.
On average $1,000 to bet to lose that 500, then you're a way better customer for them because you're basically turning over 50% ROI for them. Their profit on turnover for you as a customer. If you're betting $1,000, not every bet loses. If you bet $1,000 on average to lose 500, then obviously you're a better customer than someone who takes, I don't know, $50,000 worth of betting across 6 months to lose that $500. That's just like the value. They're going to assess.
Probably get a bit more time there to make sure it sinks in.
The value. They're going to assess your value as a customer to them. So they're going to assess your promo use, how you use it. Value. They're going to assess your value as a customer to them. So they're going to assess your promo use, how you use it. There's way more details here and more factors in the video that I spoke about. You're going to assess your profit and loss. They're going to assess your overall patterns. But we'll go into that in another video, which might be on our YouTube. It might be popping up on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube.
No, we don't want YouTube in this one. This is all Platinum Squad.
In another video, which might we'll go into that in another video, which might be on our YouTube. It might be popping up on the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. In the Platinum Squad is going to be the next video. We'll go into that in another video. In the Platinum Squad is going to be the next video. So how are they actually going to do all of those things that I just said? I'm going to quickly go into it, but as I said, it's going to be more explained in the next video. They're going to use algorithms to profile you, assess your risk to them, assess your value to them. They're going to manually and automatically assess your betting patterns. They're going to track your website.
Wouldn't recommend Pal from Port. Are you still match betting or nah?
Automatically assess your betting patterns. They're going to track
You've always
your
been a
website
troll.
data, your cookies. They're going to track your location. These are kind of things that aren't that relevant. They're going to target losers and double down on high value customers, and they're going to remove the risky customers or the customers that aren't worth a lot of money to them. Plain and simple. So let's finish this video. If you're watching this, you would have learned hopefully a lot about how the bookies con you, but as match bettors, the aim of the game here is to take money off these bookies without them knowing, and in a way where we can keep doing it for as long as possible without basically giving away our disguise. And one of the OG analogies we used to use when we started off the Platinum Squad back in 2020 was the analogy of bananas. Now you're thinking, what the fuck?
Legit.
I'm thinking, what the bananas? How is that relevant? So in Australia, approximately 37,000 tons of bananas are discarded by farms every single year because supermarkets don't want, in this analogy, the supermarket is the bookmaker. And where I'm going with this is, the reason why bananas get thrown away is because they basically bookmaker. And where I'm going with this is, the reason why bananas get thrown away is because they basically are too bent, too short, too long, or too might even have, because they are too bent, too short, too long, they're too skinny, they might even have defects on them, a couple of brands, whatever, because they are too bent, too Welcome.
Bro, what the fuck just happened then?
Too short, too long, they're too skinny, they might have too skinny, they might even have defects on them, a couple of brown spots, whatever. And basically what this is a bookmaker. A bookmaker is going to discard the bad bananas, the customers who aren't making them the most amount of money. And the reason why supermarkets discard these, if you're wondering, is because if you put a weirdly shaped banana on the stack of the pile, the theory is that a customer doesn't want to buy the bananas, so you discard them. You only put the really cool bananas on the pile. So as match bettors, knowing this, the goal is to basically look like a good banana while knowing we are a bad banana. How are we going to do that? Well, the good bananas act in certain ways. They act in ways in which they act in degenerate patterns. They bet in certain ways. So you're going to try and do that while still operating like a nail this, and you apply all the things that are going to be taught in the next parts of the videos in the Platinum Squad. You're going to learn how to basically become. You're going to learn how to basically.
I use basically too much, eh?
but you're going to learn how to base. You're going to learn how to base.
That's not correct. That is not linking up.
How to basically.
There we go.
You're going to learn how to basically. You're going to learn how to become what looks like a good banana. Learn how to become what looks like a good banana to the bookie while remaining a bad banana. And this is a cool analogy. So if you're interested,
No.
So if you're interested, that's all I'll give you. Weird analogy, bookie stuff.
No, I don't care if people are interested. Delete that bit.
And this is a cool analogy. That's all I'll give you. Weird analogy, bookie.
Don't need to say that's all I'll give you either. That's stupid.
This is a cool analogy. Weird analogy, bookie.
Don't need to say that's a cool analogy either.
And this is a cool analogy. Weird analogy of remaining a bad banana. Weird analogy, bookies throw out the bad bananas. They keep the good bananas just like the supermarkets. So we're going to try and sit under the pile of all the good bananas. The pile of all the good bananas. We're going to sit under the pile of all the degens. We're going to sit under the pile of all the people who are losing money. And we're going to, of all the people who are losing money, degens. We're going to sit under the pile of all the, we're going to sit under the pile of all the people. We're going to sit under the pile of all the people who are losing money, and we're going to disguise ourselves as much as we can for as long as we can without. So we're going to try and disguise ourselves of all the people who are losing money, and we're going to disguise ourselves as much as we can for as long as we can without. So we're going to try and disguise ourselves as much as we can for as long. All the people who are losing money. People who are losing money without ourselves. Sit under the pile of all the people who are losing money. So we're going to try and disguise ourselves as much as we can. Pile of all the good bananas. We're going to try and sit under the pile of all the good bananas. We're going to sit under the pile of all the degens. We're going to sit under the pile of all the people who are losing money. So we're going to try and disguise ourselves and what type of bananas. They keep the good bananas just like the super.
What do you, Merton, I reckon you're watching this
Bananas
on delay. That makes a lot of sense that you're commenting now.
is just like the supermarkets. So we're going to try and disguise ourselves as much as we can for as long as we can. In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into how the bookies actually ban you and what type of things they look at. In the next
Wait, are you watching live, Merton, or nah?
In the next video, we're going to dive deep.
Like, are you watching this at 3:15 p.m. or are you watching like old footage? If you can hear me say this, let me know. Because you seem like you're commenting about old shit that I said earlier.
In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into how the bookies actually ban you and what type of things they look for in a little bit more detail. And then following that video, we're going to get into the best. We're going to get into the bit more detail. And then following that video, we're going to get into the best. Following that video, we're going to get into the best. Following that video, we're going to get into the biggest video that we have in the Platinum Squad, which is a 2-hour, more than two, which is more. We're going to get into the biggest video that we have in the Platinum Squad, which is a 2-hour, which is more than a 2-hour video.
Doesn't make sense, eh?
And then following that video, we're going to get into the biggest video. And then after that, you can get into the biggest video. In the next video, we're going to dive.
Bro, the fuck?
And then after that, you can get into the biggest video in the Platinum Squad, which is a 2-hour plus video on going into every single little. Following that video, next video, next ban you and what type of things they look for in a little bit more detail, and then
That comes in there.
detail, which is more than a 2-hour video, which is a video menu and what type of things they look for in a little bit more detail. And then after that, you can get into the biggest video in the Platinum Squad, which is a 2-hour plus video on going into every single little thing that you can apply to your accounts to make them last as long as possible.
Somehow some random church music has come on as my whatever's playing on the
Actually,
How do you consistently find 70% Dutching? I can only ever find 60%. I dare say you're not a Platinum Squad member. Are you Motivate Mastery? Pretty sure you got on the start of the live. Platinum Squad members are getting 8%, man, on average. If you're not in Platinum Squad and you're trying to work that out, you need to take the step up, man, because if you're just getting 65%, it's not going to actually help you get anywhere with your match betting. You're going to drain yourself and waste a lot of time.
As much as we can for as long as we can. In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into how the bookies actually ban you and what type of things they look for in a little bit more detail. And then after that, you can get into the biggest video in the Platinum Squad, which is a 2-hour plus video on going into every single little thing that you can apply to your accounts to make them last as long as possible. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. Make sure you don't miss any of the new content.
We don't want to see this. That's for the Platinum Squad.
Your accounts to make them last as long as possible. If you're wondering what else is in the Platinum Squad, that was just
No, that's all YouTube rubbish. Let's make this full screen again.
snippet of it. Information. Hopefully you can watch this video, send it to a mate. Do that first, and then if you want to get involved with the if you want to get involved, you know where to go. Plenty more content. And in the next video, we're going to explain how the bookies ban you. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've taken notes. See you there. Cheers. As possible. Hopefully you've learned something. Keep them last as long as possible. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've taken notes. See you there. Cheers. Video on going into every single little thing that you can apply to your accounts to make them last as long as possible. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've taken notes. See you there. Cheers. All right. So that is Dunskies. I reckon that will require some editing. I reckon that was pretty good. It will require some editing, but
yeah, nice. Turn that off. That's done. So that's a new video for Platinum Squad, ready to go.
Video on going into every single little thing that you can apply.
Now is just make sure that everything's good. So I'm going to add an intro and I'm going to add an outro, and then we're good to go pretty much. So with my files, I've been able to make Platinum Squad. Where's my Platinum Squad logos? Where's my logos? Where's my logos? Logos. Platinum Squad logos. No. Ego logos. 20th of June. Platinum Squad logo. Is this it? Nice. Did that answer your question, boss, or nah? Major Motivate Mastery. If you're not in Platinum, man, you need to get in Platinum. If you're worried about turning over your bonuses at 80%, get in there, man, because you're not only going to save more time doing it, you get more money. And it compounds pretty quickly.
Welcome to this video on how the bookies operate. Now, this is not going to teach you heaps about sustainability. In the next video, we're going to dive deeper into how the bookies actually ban you and what type of things they look for in a little bit more detail. And then after that, you can get into the biggest video in the Platinum Squad, which is a 2-hour plus video on going into every single little thing that you can apply to your accounts to make them last as long as possible. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've taken notes. See you there. Cheers.
All right, she's done.
Just bet with me.
All right, that is done. I'm going to export that. I'm going to actually send it to the media encoder. No, in fact, I'll just do it here. Export. I don't know if that's going in the right place. No, I'm not going to do it yet. It's going to go into not Reels. It wants to go into Final. Discipline. And then we're going to export that. All right, she's exporting. Cool, now we wait while that's exporting. I reckon one of my videos went last night. There it is. Bang.
I'll tell you what the biggest con.
4K views.
You won't look at betting the same way again. That's it. Go get to work or keep losing. Up to you. I'll tell you what the biggest con.
Right, sick. It's that one.
Let him cook. I'll tell you what the biggest con.
I'm going to make a video here because Luke from TikTok, I've got 8 minutes. Luke from TikTok reckons it's not that deep because most people place multis for fun. Now, I'm not going to attack Luke, but I'm definitely going to use him as an example to help other people. So here you go. It's a nice insight into me filming a TikTok video. So Luke says that most people he knows place multis for fun and it's not that deep. Well, Luke, we just filmed a podcast on this on our YouTube. It's now live as of Sunday night. And we actually literally spoke about this comment. People who think this way are hypnotized and have been conned and manipulated to think this way by the bookies. And trust me, Luke, it is that deep because there are people out there whose job is to make features and make marketing tools and make things so that you think it's not that deep. So the bookies are basically telling you to make to lose money, and you're sitting there saying it's not that deep, yet you still do exactly what they want you to do. So a company like the blue and yellow company that we all see tell you, hey, Luke, it's really cool to do these type of things, do multis, do same gamers. And they are doing that so you lose your money. And then you are saying that it's not that deep because you do it for fun. So they're taking your money and you're saying it's not fun. Ah, fucked it. Redo. I ran out of time. Hey, Luke, so we actually addressed this comment on our YouTube last Sunday. No, Sunday. Hey, Luke, it's funny you say this because we actually addressed this on our podcast last Thursday. And if you think that it's not that deep, then you are literally an example of how to get conned by bookies. You've been manipulated, you've been hypnotized, you've been basically programmed to say that. Like the Matrix has told you to say that. The bookies have hypnotized you through their marketing, through the way that they talk to you, so that you say it's not that deep. Luke, trust me, man, it's deep. There are thousands of employees at Sportsbet, and their job as a company is to take your money. Now, they do that in the most genius ways, in ways that you don't even know that you're getting conned, clearly, because you're saying most people I know just place multis for fun. Literally, that's what they want you to do so that you then keep doing them and eventually develop an addiction which pays them. That's how it works. It's deep.
Hey, Luke.
Ran out of time again. Fuck.
Hey, Luke.
G'day, Zach. Yeah, I've got the Magnus Pro desk as well, man. Thousands of employees at Sportsbet, and their job as a company is to take your money. Now, they do that in the most genius ways, in ways that you don't even know that you're getting conned, clearly, because you're saying most people I know just place multis for fun. Literally, that's what they want you to do, so that you then keep doing them and eventually develop an addiction which pays them. That's it. Hey, Luke, it's funny you say this because we actually addressed this on our podcast last Thursday. And if you think that it's not that deep, then you are literally an example of how to get conned by others. You've been manipulated, you've been hypnotized, you've been basically programmed to say that. Like the Matrix has told you. You've been manipulated, you've been hypnotized. Say that. Like the Matrix has told you, marketing through the way that they talk to you, so that you say it's not that deep. Luke, trust me. Luke, trust me, man. Deep. There are thousands of employees at Sportsbet, and their job. Hey, Luke. It's funny you say this because we actually addressed this on our podcast. Zach, I've got a link you could use if you want to. I don't know if you save any money, but I've got a referral link if you wanted to grab it off me. For Secret Labs. But I've used Samsung. What are these monitors? I'm using a Samsung. Give me 2 secs. Sorry, man. Samsung. Where's my display? Samsung LS27A. Samsung LS27A 70. That's what I have. And then I've got them on the Secret Lab magnetic arm thing. I'll send it to you in a sec, Zach. I don't think it helps you, though. It only helps me. So feel free to use it. Feel free to not use it. But I'd probably, yeah, more than happy to look after you in the future. Wait, what? Just posted that TikTok. Nice. This video is also almost completed as well. I will put that link. Give me a second. I'll send it to you on Discord. I'll put it in the YouTube as well, but if you want, but I don't think we need to put it in YouTube. Give me a sec. Fuck, who knows what my password is? Actually, no, I sent it to Steve the other day. Yeah, I think this works. Can you send me a message? No, I found you. There we go. All right, good. Now I am going to upload these to the Platinum Squad. I'm going to exit full screen. Potentially going to change save that. Okay, we're going to go back to the home page. Okay, we're back to this. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and make sure that we've got everything here. Yeah, finished JTG, but I'm a bit behind. I'm uploading it now. It always takes longer than I always say it's going to take. Hold up. You want to open for me or what? Oh, no, not that. Fuck yeah. Why is this being stupid? Bro. Oops. Let's cancel that. Why is this being annoying? How many coffees? Just one, man. I don't have more than one coffee ever anymore. Why is this being a fuck? Okay, we need to do the following. It's going to take ages to upload. So I'm going to move on to the next video and I'm going to nail that as well. Before that though, I'm going to what I'm doing today. This should have been done earlier. Not Firebase. Task for editing. I actually ended up spending half an hour on that. Then my camera fucked up. That was 1 hour. And then I did the results post. Copy. 9 o'clock. No, that's wrong actually. Look at this is all fucking wrong. Premiere Pro file location. Disaster. Today's fully been a disaster. I spent an hour trying to look for a fucking Premiere Pro file that somehow got lost. Then I did that. Space copy 10, and then since like that, I did some admin, and then gym has not happened, unfortunately, which is a fuck. But anyway, then I've just done Platinum Squad editing for the last 3 hours, and that's taken me 3 hours to do all of that. Which doesn't actually correlate. Shut up. Cool. Wait, what's Andrew Tate said? 20 coffees a day? Surely not. J2G. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm a bit skeptical on coffee, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I reckon there's a bit of potential shit with it. I definitely don't think it's good if you'd smash them. I do it for taste, not for reliance. So, yeah, but you might not see a benefit. You don't always see a benefit. Do you want me to actually no, I'll continue editing. Platinum Squad. What's the next video? How bookies ban _project. And that's not going to be in Lacy task instructions. Fuck. I'm going to move this save as. I do not want this in task instructions. I want this in the proper location so that I don't lose. Okay. I then want my template that I have made so that I can not podcast room. Where's my templates? I only need media, raw video, bang. Actually, no, I want. All good. All right, raw video, raw audio. We've got Audacity. It's all here. This is organization. You got to love it. Bang, bang, bang. All right, so we're going to start with the cam. And we're going to go turn my loom on because I reckon I've been looming everything. I mean, technically this is on YouTube, but put this a little bit bigger. Wait, I reckon this is like, I don't even know what's on these videos, so it could be anything. All right. This is the sequence. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to grab the Loom version. I'm going to chuck that there. And then we're going to grab the audio. Wait, what? And then we're going to grab the wireless audio, chuck it here, merge them together. And then we're going to grab the Audacity audio and also chuck that below, ideally. Sick. The entire industrial revolution was built off of coffee. The best addition a company can make is have free coffee to their employees. Yeah, for sure. Doesn't mean it's good for you, but who knows? All right, we're gonna try and fucking sync all this together. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna start off with them. They should sync pretty easily. That should work. Bang. And then the next thing is to sync. Let's group these. Link them. Ungroup. Link. And then we're going to get, how are we going to get this to this? Let's try and synchronize them. See if that works. Should be able to sync them. Give me a sync. Yeah, nice. And then we're going to try and sync this. Unlink and then link. And then try and sync that to this. See if that works. Give me the best you got. Come on. Come on. This is pissing me off that I have to wait for this. Anyway, what I'm going to do while I am waiting is I am going to send this post live on Instagram that I've got scheduled. Let's go out of this full screen for a sec. Still going. Bro, my Wi-Fi is fucked. Why is it so slow? It's because internet's fucking me. I've got 100 things going. That's why I'm planning. We're out of characters. Do I have more productivity working from home or in the office? For sure. In home, like 100%. Since we've worked from home the last 2 months, we've been able to zone in and actually get shit done. The office is a fucking shit show, man. And I'm probably, like, no one's to blame. I'm probably the worst because I fuck around too much. But yeah. All right, I'm going to do shit. Google Drive. Yeah, yes and no. Like, personally, yeah, you'd learn off people for sure. Like, being around people helps you learn, for me personally, but I am learning, but I'm not productive unless I actually, like, turn my phone off, fucking sit in a room, be disciplined. But yeah, results. Has Roberto put the results for this week in the folder or not? Nice, good boy. He has. Let's get this over here. Has he got 10 slides? I'm just going to download this all as one. Come on, hurry up. I do not want that in personal documents. I want this in posting. And then I want this in. This is annoying as to do, but normally Laura does the posts, but bro, where did that go? Brother. Brother, where the fuck did that just go? Right at the bottom. Sick. Impatience. Bro. Fuck you. Too many characters. Nope. Hurry up. Don't need to talk about this. No, I don't want that there. Mm-mm-mm. 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 That should be all, I reckon. One, done. Free calls. Probably don't need free calls this week. That's fine. Weekly results at the system. 2 6 right below. Bang. That's done. This should also be done. Still going. What do we got actually this week? All right, I'm going to turn off the live and continue on with my work. But hopefully you learned something. Maybe you didn't. But yeah, it's been a semi-productive day. Started off pretty shit. Camera broke and fucked around for 2 hours trying to find a Premiere Pro file. But that's it for me. So if you watched, good luck. If you didn't, bad luck. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.